I saw how the child went through the whole thing. What's his age, ma? 6. Just 6. Even when I went through, I was not 6, I was, I think, 10. When I have cut myself, surely I was not 6, at least I think 10. 10 or 11 maybe. It's just before, maybe 6 months or 1 year before the enlightenment experience. At the age of 12 I had, before the enlightenment experience. At the age of 6, the child is very clear about externalizing all the internal things. Parents are shaken because for them, even the child is internal. But for the child, even his own suffering is external. I was feeling bad that he broke his hand, that is different. But inside I was so joyful, wow, our system is working. We will create enlightened beings. We will create enlightened intelligence. Few of the teachers, even some of our own ashramites, were having little doubts about the system I am evolving or I am teaching in our Gurukul. At that moment I decided, now I know my system is working. It is not a joke when your hand is hanging. See, it's a full fracture. It's hanging and that boy is not crying. Later on, because of the too much of fuss we created in the hospital, he might have felt little, he should act little normally. But the first reaction itself, you see, usually for normal people, the first reaction will be, oh, all that suffering, and then they will manage and, oh. But here for the child, the first reaction itself, seeing most innermost internal as external. See, pain is the innermost internal thing you can experience. Beyond that, the innermost internal is enlightenment, consciousness. If you can experience pain, which is the innermost internal as external, I can say you crossed already 70%. 70% your journey is done. Now only thing we need to do is take care the child doesn't lose that clarity, that's all. I was so happy. I couldn't express my joy because the parents were shaken. So I let act, no, all right, get the ambulance and take him. Of course, medical care has to be given, that's different. But it's a moment of joy when you see somebody can be, see, what is there in that fracture? 10 days he became all right, now he has become all right. But that ability to look at that serious moments, which cannot be repeated. Now you cannot break everybody's hand and see. When the opportunities happen, if the child's kids are expressing, means the biomemory is properly programmed. I can tell you, this is one of the biggest testimony for my Gurukul system. The first testimony for my Gurukul system. The other day in the inner awakening, all the engineers kids performed. Some 40 words they remembered systematically out of the quantum memory programs. Even those things is not, I did not feel that as my pride. Those things are all mental powers. But this was really something too sweet. Actually, the parents wouldn't have been shaken. I would have just spent a little time with him and took care that he doesn't even receive the doctor's ideas. But of course, we need to rush him to the hospital and I couldn't spend much time with him. But anyhow, this is not a joke. For a 6-year-old child, not even to use his name or identity at the time. Of course, use the name, but not the identity. Means he is not even saying even those moments, I. Means what kind of an awareness? The ability to externalize most internal happenings. I tell you, the essence of spirituality, essence of all the sutras is ability to externalize the innermost internal happenings. That is what I mean by going beyond time. Especially ability to spontaneously externalize the innermost happening of internal. Means what? Your bio-memory is already filled with these great truths. In Tamil there is a verse by Thiruvalluvar, an enlightened saint. I'll give you the translation. The responsibility of a son towards the parents is, whole world should say what penance the parents should have done to have this kind of a son. Ivan tandai ennotran kol enum sol. If you have a child and if you want, the world should tell, seeing your son, what penance his parents should have done for having this great son. The only penance you need to do is bring them to our Gurukul, that's all.